Hello, my testing 1 2 3. Please let me know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm so sorry. अभी बता दो अगर आप सुन सकते तो फिर मैं चालू हो जाऊंगा भाई जो भी मैं बोला 2 मिनट पूरा वेस्ट हो गया माइक चालू नहीं था. Can you hear me now? 1 2 3. Please let me know in the chat and I will start. Hello, Virat bhai, Nitesh bhai, Ibrahim bhai. Can someone tell me? But I've turned on my mic now, so I'm assuming you can hear me. And what I wanted to say is that the Mumbai Indians are inaugural champions of the WPL. What a performance! It wasn't as easy. It wasn't as easy as the wicket showed. Let's say 7 wickets. It was a bit tricky, but because of individual performances, Haley Matthews, Nats Giver, Harmanpreet also to a certain extent, they just these big players got them across the line. One thing I would say about Harmanpreet is she has to learn this. Again, she didn't finish off the game, and if it wasn't for Nats Giver, then things might have been difficult again. So that's one part of her game that I think she needs to improve in pressure situations. She needs to complete the chase, but I don't think she'll be complaining. This is the first time I've seen her beat Meg Lanning in a semi-final or final and a knockout game. So congratulations to the whole of the Mumbai Indians, the whole franchise, all the supporters, because they have won the inaugural WPL, and it was a good game. I think at a few points we thought it's going to be one-sided, but the way Radha Yadav and Shikha Pandey batted, even Meg Lanning in the beginning, it allowed Delhi to get some sort of total, and they bowled well also in the beginning. But then I think a bit of due experience from Nats Giver, from Harmanpreet also ensured that Mumbai were always in touch with that run rate, and because they weren't losing wickets, Delhi weren't able to pick up wickets. It became relatively a bit easier for Mumbai. So I think from Delhi's point of view, they will be sad. I think if they had 20-30 runs more, which they could have, it would have been a much better performance for them, and they could have also won this trophy, because chasing is always going to be difficult even if there is dew around, and we saw that today, like 130, and it became tricky. There was potential banana skins Mumbai ke liye, lekin not enough runs on the board. And for that I have to credit Haley Matthews. For me, she is the man of the match. What a performance, man. Economy of 1.25 in a final, that is ridiculous. Panch run, 3 wicket, 4 over. Why, that is unbelievable stuff, unheard stuff for in a final. For me, she is the man of the match. I know Nat Skiver hit the winning runs and she crossed the line from Mumbai, but to have a spell like that in a final is unheard of. T20 mein, like, that's not even a test economy. That is just unbelievable stuff. Like, eight day cricket mein aisa economy aa sakta hai shayad. And what a performance, man, from Haley Matthews. She's showing she's a world class player, and this is it for Mumbai Indians. If they didn't perform with the bat, those players would perform with the ball. Haley Matthews adds not much contribution with the bat, but with the ball she was outstanding. Nat Skiver with the ball, not much contribution. She bowled 4 overs, but no wickets, 37 runs. But with the bat, she scored a 50 and she crossed the line for her team. So that is the advantage of having all rounders, and star-studded all rounders who have so much talent that if they don't perform in one department, they will definitely have a good chance of performing in the other. And yeah, Nat Skiver was with the bat, Haley Matthews with the ball today. Unbelievable stuff. Harmanpreet again, like, she did her uh, a job in terms of supporting Nat Skiver. Magar again, she has to improve on finishing with the game. And आज Nat Skiver थी तो ठीक है, लेकिन we see also for India, when she gets out, things go a bit south, and that's where Harmanpreet needs to learn how to finish big matches. But I don't think she'll be complaining right now. Nobody will be criticizing her, and rightly so. She has lifted the trophy. She has finally beaten Meg Lanning in a big game, and credit to her. Amelia Kerr, again, outstanding with the ball, 2 wickets, crucial wickets also, and then with the bat, 14 of 8, finishing things off, making sure that it didn't go till the last delivery. Those boundaries in the last over were crucial from her. So mere hisab se, she's also contributed really well. So Amelia Kerr, Haley Matthews, and Nat Skiver, these guys are probably the focal point. But not to forget, the other stars in this Mumbai team. Issy Wong, I think she was a bit expensive towards the end, but she picked up, especially those 2 wickets that she picked up in the power play, that disturbed Delhi's innings a bit, because if Shefali Verma got going, they could have easily looked at a score of 160, 170, but her wicket and then picking up Capsy, I think after that was crucial from Wong's point of view, from Mumbai's point of view. Saika Isaac did a neat job, economy of 7. She didn't pick up wickets, and she hasn't picked up wickets in the last few games, but she's done her job as well. So overall, I think Mumbai will be, over the moon with their performance, and their big players stepped up. That's what you want in a big match. From Delhi's point of view, they will be disappointed. Meg Lanning, I felt she was batting well. Unfortunately, she got run out. Jemmy, a few good shots, but they're hitting it straight to the fielder. I think it was Haley Matthews at point. Shefali looked kind of uncomfortable, even if she had a few boundaries. वो swing के साथ full toss पे दो, I think it was Shefali or Jemmy full toss पे दे दिया था. They were not looking comfortable. Capsy didn't step up. So it was the big players not stepping up a lot to do for Meg Lanning. The positive is that the likes of Shika Pandey and Radha Yadav stepped up to the bat and took them to a respectable score. I think that's a big positive, and that's where the main stars will be kicking themselves, because if these two could have batted on this pitch, they should have definitely done well. Nitish Bhai Singh, Dhoni, Ben Stokes, now Nat Skiver, clutch, mature, batting under pressure and winning championships for their teams. Incredible. I completely agree with you, and she's been consistent throughout this series. She's been consistent for England as well. One of the best players in the world, in Nat Skiver. Whether it's with the bat or ball, she is contributing one way or the other. And her batting, if you notice, it's not about sixes or anything like that. She finds the gaps, she finds the boundaries, she rotates the strike, and it's very difficult to get her out. Her defensive technique is good as well. And under pressure, she soaks in the pressure. She knows exactly what is needed, what is required, whether it's batting first or batting second. अगर आप eliminator उठा लो, उसमें उसका क्या स्कोर था, 72 of 38 था against UP. That was because that pitch required that kind of innings, that and they were batting first. She knew she had to be a bit more aggressive. Here she knew that the run rate was going to be 6.57. It's not going to go more than that, maybe maximum 8, 9, but it was always going to be in check. And she played according to the situation. She is a clutch player and well deserved, man. She is the man of the series for me. I know they're given man of the match, but for me, Haley Matthews, man of the match, man. Very good performance. T23, T30. I think you're talking about T20 world record chase at Centurion. Unbelievable. I was watching that match as well. First, it was Johnson Charles with the unbelievable 100. I think he scored like 112 of like 48 or something like that. And then Quinton with a great 100, and even Hendricks, supported him. Every ball was going for six or four, man. It was a very good pitch to bat on, and smaller boundaries, but still, it was entertaining cricket. I really enjoyed that. And my captain, Aiden Markram, finishing it off in style, showing the composure and making sure that his team gets to a record chase. So, yeah, very good from South Africa over there. That was a good performance. I think Pakistan's playing Afghanistan right now. They got to 130 for six. In their 20 overs. That will be an interesting chase. Afghanistan, I think, will have the advantage. Let's see what happens. But coming to the WPL, I think it was a really good tournament. Congratulations again to the Mumbai Indians. We saw some very good cricket. We saw some good catches, runouts, individual performances were outstanding. Whether it was with the bat or ball today, we saw some world class man bowling from Haley Matthews. That was unbelievable. That spell under pressure in a final, ridiculous. And if imagine she even went for like 4 or 5 runs in over, which is really good, amazing in a T20. They might have got to 150, 160, but she went for 1.25, and वहां पे मेरे हिसाब से गेम चेंज हो गया from that spell from Haley Matthews. And it allowed Mumbai, even with a slight hiccup in the beginning, allowed them to pace themselves nicely, be comfortable in the chase, and in the end they had a few balls to spare. I would compliment the Delhi bowling in the beginning. I think they did a pretty decent job. Johnson, Radha Yadav, even Marizan Cap did a neat job. Shikha Pandey as well. Alice Capsey was pretty expensive, and they did target her, and unfortunately it wasn't her day. Put a few more runs on the board, and again you would see the pressure building. It wouldn't have been that easy, this chase for Mumbai. It wasn't easy, but another 20-30 runs, and the bowlers would also have a better rhythm, and more runs to defend is always good in a final. I think 150, 160 would have been the ideal target. Virat Rana bhai Virat AB Vicky Dilkus. आज वो आप बोल रहे थे आज चिन्नस्वामी में jersey unveil tha RCB ka. It was packed, man. What an atmosphere. They had a net practice and a jersey unveil, and like oh my god, like it was ridiculous, the atmosphere over there. RCB is a different fan base altogether. I don't know how they do it. They haven't won a trophy, but it doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. You back your team. That's where they're from. That's who they support, and they came out in numbers today to watch the practice. And today also in the WPL, Rohit Sharma was there in the stands. Ishan Kishan was there. Surya Kumar Yadav was there. What's his name? Sachin Tendulkar was there. Ritik Shokeen was there. A lot of players, a lot of former players were there. It was a very good atmosphere at the Brabant Stadium, and a good end to a fitting end to a very good tournament. I was hoping for a super over, but yes, I think we still saw some good cricket. What about no ball decision? What should be done to get rid of these no ball controversies? I think it was tricky. I felt at least one of them was a no ball. I think the first one, mere hisab se when I saw it live, but the third umpire had a better look at it. He looked at the replays and he gave it out. I don't think you can get rid of it that easily, because look, technology or third umpire, you're still relying on human decision. You're looking at so the human error will still be there, or whatever it is, because you're seeing it in slow motion, but when it's a tight call, it's still you're relying on a human being to make that decision. That technology is not making the decision for you. It's just slowing things down and making things a bit clearer for you. But if it's so marginal, it has to be your call. And so I think it's very difficult. I don't know what the solution to this is, but this is the reason for controversial calls, because even with technology, umpires call dekh lo, you're still relying on human decisions, and that's where human error will always exist in this world. Whatever you do, no technology can. Right now, we haven't found technology which has like an automatic system. Like, it's difficult. Even in football, if you see VAR, when the referee, they still go and ask the referee to check that video and see whether it's for a red card or an offside if it's marginal. So I think उस हिसाब से थोड़ा वो है. दुनिया के सबसे बेस्ट कवर ड्राइव. आप नेट स्कीवर के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं या विराट कोहली? I think you're talking about Virat Kohli, but yeah. So yeah, I think the controversies will be there. Delhi might be hard done by because those are two big wickets, Shefali and Alice Capsey, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that decision could have gone either way. And there's not much you can do about it now. But I understand where you're coming from, Sir Nitesh Bhai. And yeah, overall, it's been a good tournament. It's been very enjoyable for me. Even though she didn't pick up wickets today, Saika Ishaq was one of the finds of the tournament for India's future player. I think the way the big stars performed, whether it was Harmanpreet or Haley Matthews, Nat Skiver, really good. They just showed, like, they're from, they're cut of a different cloth, they're different gravy. They understand what pressure is. I feel a bit bad for Meg Lanning, but not too bad. She's won a lot, and I think she's done a decent job as well. To captain a team where, there's only four foreigners, the rest are Indians. The communication over there and everything, I think she did a very good job. She was very composed, and overall I think Mumbai's team on paper was stronger, but Meg Lanning did a very good job to compete. They did beat Mumbai Indians in one game. I think the way, like, Jamie Rodriguez as well was part of the leadership group, and what she, like, the tactics and everything, discussing with Meg Lanning will really help her in the future. It'll help India in the future. And Jamie said this before the game, ki Harmanpreet and Meg Lanning are different captains, different styles, but they're both really good. And I think she's learned a lot from that. So with Shefali Verma and, the likes of Anuradhati and what's her called, Radha Yadav, all these girls will have a very good, like, they probably had a very good experience under Meg Lanning. Meg Lanning, the class captain still. I know that she didn't win today, but still, I think she did a good job in the WPL. It's harsh to say that, oh, she can only win with Australia. She's shown, like, in this tournament as well, that she might not have the best team. Yeah, has a good team, but not has the best team, but she can get the best out of her players, and she's leading from the front today. Also, if it wasn't for that run out, I think the 50 was on. विराट कोहली वर्सेस मोहम्मद आमिर अच्छा है. हाँ भाई, मगर मोहम्मद आमिर तो अब नहीं खेल रहा पाकिस्तान के लिए, तो आई डोंट नो. And now it's about Virat Kohli versus Shaheen Shah Afridi. Let me know for you guys who was the player of the tournament, player of the match. What was your favorite moment of the tournament? I think there's a lot of moments you can take out from. I would go with that Haley Matthews spell because it's fresh in my memory, and also to have an economy like that in a finals is ridiculous. Do you see dominance of foreign players reduce in future seasons of WPL? I wish to see Indian players perform like Wong and Nat Skiver. Yeah, I think, look, you have to also understand these Indian players have not been exposed as much, right? Compared to the men's cricket, they haven't been that exposed. Look, खेलते cricket थोड़ा domestic खेल लेते. Even BPL में, it's the regular Indian players who go and all these other leagues. I think this exposure will help. Like, if you see the way Shaq performed, I think that's a big sign. And the more tournaments these guys play, these girls play, and, like, the more situations they're put in, I think it will definitely help them 100% and make them better players. Abhi, they're a bit not as experienced, I think. And yeah, I don't think they're as experienced. And once they, these kind of tournaments will help them. It'll improve their game 100%. Umesh bhai in the house, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. So yeah, I think I do see Indian players doing well in future seasons. It'll take some time, and this is an invaluable experience. आप Meg Lanning के साथ खेल रहे हैं, आप Marizan Cap के साथ खेल रहे हैं, Nats Kivir के साथ खेल रहे हैं. It's a very very good performance. अफगानिस्तान जीत जाएगा. I think वैसे ही लग रहा है मेरे को भी अफगानिस्तान जीत जाएगा. So yeah, Nitesh bhai, I think Indian players in the future will. And if you see overall, not everyone, even the Indian cricketers themselves, some of them were also overwhelmed. Like Smriti didn't perform to expectations. Renuka Singh didn't perform to expectations. So, like, they will also have better seasons in the future. I have no doubt about that. Aisa to hoinga. But if you see from the Indians, Harmanpreet was great. Ishaq was great. Jemmy was very good. Shifali was pretty decent as well. Radha Yadav was good. So yeah, you will have these mixed bags. And I think for foreign players as well, it's a good opportunity to play in Indian conditions, and also the Indian market is now aware of them. The audiences are aware of them. They've also gained the respect, and when you have such big stars also coming and watching, and everybody giving attention to this kind of tournament, it is good for the cricketers, and I'm sure this tournament will be better, will improve as time goes on, and the players' performances will also improve. Also, guys, sorry Faz didn't join us today. He's a bit busy, but he will join us tomorrow, and we will have previews. We'll try to come once early and once in the. We'll try to come a bit early, and we'll do the previews for the IPL teams. Will be, abhi focus वहीं पे shift होएगा. India versus Pakistan Asia Cup number. सवाल समझ में नहीं आया सर. शिफाली जिस बॉल पे आउट हुई वो नो बॉल थी या नहीं थी आपके हिसाब से? मेरे हिसाब से नो बॉल था मेरे हिसाब से, बट इट्स अगेन मार्जिनल. यू कुड लाइक, आई अंडरस्टैंड इफ दे डिडंट गिव इट अ नो बॉल, मगर मैं जब लाइव देखा मेरे को नो बॉल दिखा, रिप्ले में भी मेरे को नो बॉल ही दिखा, तो या मेरे हिसाब से इट वाज, यू कुड गिव इट. अगर आप देखो विराट कोहली का जो नो बॉल था नहीं, वो कौन था नवाज जो डाला था, similar-ish था, और thing. If you're giving that a no ball, this is a no ball in my opinion. That's just my opinion, not right, but that's just my perspective. And again, it's a marginal call, it's a tight call. You could go either way with it. I understand what the umpire was thinking, but I just didn't agree with that. मेरे हिसाब से तो हाँ, आपका क्या ओपिनियन है गज्जू भाई? भाई जब से पहले गए है तब से दिल, मतलब क्या बोल रहे हैं भाई? मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा, आप बोलो, फिर से बोलो, किसका दिल? But yeah, so guys, WPL will do better than WNBA for sure. It didn't look amateur. Wong's hat trick will stay with me. My favorite moment. That's an excellent moment. I completely forgot about that. That's one of the moments. Also for me, I'll still stick with Hayley Matthews, but that's a great moment. And yes, I think also the Indian market is such that the amount of people who have tuned in, and the Indian market for sports is always the big market to target, and WPL are surely doing that. A lot of us have watched this tournament. Yeah. And I'm sure it will improve and it will compete with other tournaments around the world. It'll be one of the big women tournaments for sure, and it'll compete with other male tournaments as well. No doubt about that. The way they're branding, I saw the ads now as well. I've seen, like the level of cricket, the quality of cricket. I think it's only up from here. And yes, I agree with you, Nitesh bhai. मेरे हिसाब से भी नो बॉल थी, हाँ जो भाई, आई थिंक हम लोग दोनों भी वही ओपिनियन है हमारा. And that's what I'm saying, like it's about human error still. It's the human who's making the decision. It's a bit slowed down because action replay and everything, लेकिन you're still relying आदमी वो decision ले रहा है उस हिसाब से. तो I think that is the issue over there. Player of the tournament for me, Nats Kivir, without a doubt. The consistency that she's shown, and also stepping up like that in the semi-finals, finals, unbelievable, incredible. Hayley Matthews a close second. I think Amelia Kerr was also brilliant. Harmanpreet was brilliant. Issy Wong was outstanding. But for me, I would go Nats Kivir, man of the series. Hayley Matthews, man of the match. The moment, I'll still go with today's spell. But Issy Wong's, hat trick was also great. And again, today she played a vital part. I think for her career also, this will give her a lot of confidence. But because the likes of Catherine Brunt and these people who are close to retirement, and Issy Wong will take over now, I think, for England as well. And you will see her name more in women's cricket. And this is a very good stepping stone for her. And it will give her a lot of encouragement and confidence. Up India mein aa rahe hain ye conditions mein as a fast bowler to perform. I think hats off to her. Very, very good. भाई क्या अब T20 में 250 भी सेव नहीं है क्या भाई? ऐसा दिख रहा है जैसा वन डेज में 400 450 चेस हो रहे हैं. कभी कभी तो ये 250 भी हो रहा है, स्पेशली जब आपको एक पाटा विकेट मिलता है और छोटा ग्राउंड है, तो 250 भी नहीं सेफ है आजकल. And it reminded me today's game, not the same, but it was like that the South Africa Australia game जो Herschel Gibbs मारा था, वो 400 वाला. It was kind of like that because 250 in an international game, I know Rahul Pindia set the trend and they वहाँ पे 260 250 runs scores हो रहे थे. लेकिन to see the international game, I was kind of shocked. I enjoyed it, but one off of course, but yeah, I enjoyed it. जो हर ball छक्का जा रहा था, it was raining sixes, man. It was incredible to see that. I couldn't believe it. And the confidence which South Africa came out with, it just showed कि भाई, we got this. In the power play itself, they scored 100 runs, and that was the perfect start, and they kept going. They didn't slow down. Sometimes after the power play, the field spreads and you feel कि यार नहीं, देखो थोड़ा slow हो जाएगा, but it wasn't. They kept going because they were just clearing the boundary, and even the fours they were hitting into the gaps. The timing was unbelievable, and the power which this guy was generating, Quinton de Kock, was insane, man. Beth Mooney injured नहीं होती तो और मजा आता था बिल्कुल. Star player always will be good. विराट versus बाबर, टेक्निक किसकी अच्छी है? मेरे हिसाब से विराट कोहली, उसकी टेक्निक वो और मंझावा है. अगर आप देखें मुश्किल कंडीशंस में भी बहुत जबरदस्त खेल चुका है. बाबर भी हैज सम वेरी गुड इनिंग्स इन इंग्लैंड. ही हैज प्लेड सम गुड इनिंग्स. आई नो वी ओनली रिमेंबर ऑन फ्लैट ट्रैक्स, बट ही हैज सम गुड परफॉर्मेंसेस. आई रिमेंबर 2019 वर्ल्ड कप, a couple of chases, one against New Zealand under pressure. He guided Pakistan to victory. But overall, Virat Kohli is on another level, I think, in terms of technique. He has flaws in his technique, but yes, if you're making that comparison, Kohli ke aur achhi hai. Finally, Harman won. Chirag bhai, finally, man. That's the same thing I said in the beginning, ki, finally she has beaten Meg Lanning. It was a bit close in the end, but yeah, I think she has to thank Nats Kivir, Hayley Matthews. She performed as well, but Chirag, but do you agree with me when I say that she has to learn how to finish games, big games? Because today she had Nats Kivir, but like for India, she doesn't have that kind of backup at times, and they lose games from there. So again, she contributed in a final or a big knockout game, but she didn't herself finish it. It's a small criticism, nothing to take away with Harmanpreet. She was fabulous. The passion that she showed in this tournament was outstanding. Her leadership was good quality, great quality. And to handle stars also, you have to give credit to her. But this is one thing that I would like to see improve in her game, is to finish off the game. हनुमान आज फिर रन आउट हो गई, हाँ बिल्कुल यार. पूजा वास्टेकर की वॉइस कुछ अजीब टाइप की है. हाँ मेरी भी अभी आजकल बहुत अजीब है, आवाज चली गई मेरी, तो मेरा भी थोड़ा अजीब ही है, समझो आप. तो हाँ चिराग भाई, let me know if you agree with that. In terms of Harmanpreet, I think she needs to learn how to finish games. And guys, remember to tune in tomorrow. We'll come a bit early. हम लोग post कर देंगे community में and social media पे, and we will do the previews of the teams. आज फैज भाई नहीं है, तो we won't do the IPL team previews. We will do that. This will be a short episode. I'll wrap up soon. It was just to cover the WPL final, and we'll talk more about the IPL from tomorrow. The 100% focus वहाँ पे चले जाएंगे अब. A lot of injuries, a lot of movement happening over there. So yeah, we will do team previews one by one. थोड़ा predicted 11s में मेरे को मुश्किल हो रहा था. I was trying to make mine 11s. We will post that on social media as well. We will talk about it in the podcast, but you also give your 11s. It's not that easy. Even Meg got run out in the first innings, bro. So सब वो थोड़ी करेगी. She did what was required. I mean, yeah, like if you look at it that way, I know you're right, but I just feel that with her in every big game, something or the other happens, and I just like her to be there in the end. But apart from that, there's no criticism. I think she was outstanding in this tournament. GT की तरफ से ओपनिंग कौन करेगा? शुभमन गिल और रिद्धमन साहा मेरे हिसाब से, मगर पता नहीं, मेरे हिसाब से शुभमन गिल और रिद्धमन साहा. And also, guys, think about this. दिल्ली कैपिटल्स कीपिंग कौन करेगा? मुंबई की बैटिंग डेप्थ मेरे को थोड़ा कम लग रही. कौन बैटिंग करेंगे 7-8 पे? वो मेरे को थोड़ा आप जरूर हेल्प करो, बिकॉज आई हैव ऑलरेडी मेड प्रोटेक्टेड 11s, बट दे डोंट लुक दैट, इट्स नॉट सिटिंग वेल विद मी. आई एम स्टिल थिंकिंग अबाउट इट, मेकिंग थोड़ा सा ऊपर नीचे कर रहा हूं मैं, थोड़ा टाइम जा रहा है उसमें. सो यू गाइस आल्सो लेट मी नो व्हेन वी डू दोस पॉडकास्ट. टुमारो विल डू 2 टीम्स होपफुली, एंड फिर उसके बाद लगे हुए रहेंगे आईपीएल. ऑल आइज विल बी ऑन दैट आईपीएल, एंड इंशाल्लाह फैज भाई विल आल्सो जॉइन अस, एंड वी विल कीप गेटिंग द कंटेंट आउट. Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. If you have any last few comments, questions, let me know. Otherwise, मैं इजाजत लेता हूँ. Overall, I really enjoyed the tournament. Yes, there will be the certain improvements that I would like to see. Home and away matches, I would like to see more teams. I would like to see maybe a fifth player as well. I think, look, the Indian players, it's been great for them, this experience. If some of them even didn't perform, I think to rub shoulders with the likes of Meg Lanning and Nats Kivier and Hayley Matthews, it's been unbelievable experience. This will help them a lot. This will improve Indian cricket. You will see that in the future. And yeah, it's been very good. Achhi cover drive. Batao, Virat or Babar? It's very close, but Virat Kohli. विराट कोहली बाबर. आप विराट कोहली बाबर के पीछे कहीं को है, ये बताओ मेरे को पहले. जब वर्ल्ड कप आ रहा है, एशिया कप आ रहा है, फिर बात करेंगे क्या हो गया विराट भाई. आई नो नाम में आपका विराट है, मगर इट्स बट हाँ, आप पूछते रहो, कोई बात नहीं, मैं जवाब देता रहूंगा. विराट राणा साहब. Yes, so yeah, overall it was a good tournament. I pretty much enjoyed it. It was a good final. I would have liked to see a bit closer contest, but it was still pretty close. Will Mohsin Khan play IPL? We really need left arm for World Cup. I don't think he will play World Cup, and IPL he will miss the half for sure. Second half, Lucknow were saying that they will might see him, but मेरे को मुश्किल दिख रहा because he hasn't bowled for the last 7-8 months, so I don't know if he can play. तो मेरे हिसाब से क्या बोलते, so मोहसिन खान का डाउटफुल दिख रहा दोनों. Maybe you might see him in the end of the IPL. भाई सॉरी, पर मैं विराट का बहुत बड़ा फैन नहीं. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सॉरी मत बोला यार, मैं बस पूछ रहा हूँ आपको क्यों वो था. डोंट वरी, आप जो भी पूछना है पूछो, कोई बात नहीं, मैं जवाब अगर है मेरे पास तो मैं दे दूंगा. और बहुत शुक्रिया आप जुड़ने के लिए. एंड आई कैन सी आप बहुत बड़े फैन है. आपके नाम में भी विराट है. ये असल नाम है आपका या आप कोहली की वजह से नाम चेंज कर दिए, ये भी बता दो आप. So yeah, plenty of to look forward to now. That the IPL, you see all the players will be landing. I think still South Africa ke players will come a bit late, but apart from that, Harry Brook is in the house. He's in Hyderabad. Adil Rashid is in the house. A lot of players have reached. The RCB trading was insane today. If you haven't seen it, watch it on their channel on YouTube. They had that unveil, and like the amount of people that showed up for that was just incredible, man. What a fan base! I can't deny. They're my rivals, but I can't deny, man. RCB, what a fan base. विराट का बहुत बड़ा क्या फैन है. चिराग भाई वैसा. बेस्टो को क्या इंजरी हुई भाई? वो इंजरी बेस्टो की लाइक वो मैं अभी बोलता हूँ आपको, मैं भूल गया एकदम टॉप ऑफ द हेड. ब्रोकन लेफ्ट लेग एंड डिसलोकेटेड एंकल, ये इंजरी हुई थी उसको. दिस हैपेंड व्हाइल प्लेइंग गोल्फ इन सितंबर. तो यही हो रहा क्रिकेटर्स के साथ अलग अलग स्पोर्ट्स में। उन्हें जडेजा को नी बोर्डिंग में हुआ था, इसको गोल्फ में हो गया, ग्लेन मैक्सवेल को किसी के पार्टी में हो गया था, स्विमिंग पूल में। सो या मैन, लाइक these injuries are happening anywhere. Hopefully the player stays safe, and even if it's not having off the field, it'll happen on the field with the amount of cricket that's happening. I just hope with the the new technology and all these methods that injuries थोड़ा कम हो। भाई रियल नेम है क्या बात है? Mumbai champion, baby. Yeah, Fanta. Thank you so much for coming and tuning in. Congratulations to Mumbai Indians. Outstanding performance once again. I think that both teams were really good in this tournament. Mumbai just showed they were cut of a different cloth. Sorry, cut of a different cloth. And the way Naske where Haley Matthews played today, man, just high quality all rounders they are. पावल का 6-5 है मैन। पावल भी क्या खेल रहा है, अब मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा, रूसो खेलने वाला है या पावल खेलने वाला है दिल्ली के लिए, आप लोग बताओ। इंग्लिश प्लेयर्स की इंजरी का कुछ नहीं कह सकते। दे पर्पसली मिस्ड आईपीएल एंड प्रिपेयर फॉर वर्ल्ड कप। बट उन लोग खुला बोल देते चिराग भाई, इवन इफ दे प्ले आईपीएल, बोलना है भाई जाना है बोल के, एंड दे मिस इट आल्सो। लाइक आई हैव सीन सो मेनी टाइम्स दे लीव फॉर प्रिपरेशन फॉर लाइक द इंग्लैंड टेस्ट समर, दे डू प्ले द आईपीएल एंड देन गो। सो आई डोंट नो, बिकॉज इफ यू सी नाउ इट्स ऑल कंट्रीज आर हैविंग इंजरीज। इंडिया में कम है इंजरीज भाई। बुमराह हो गया, मुकेश चौधरी हो गया, मोहसिन खान हो गया, श्रेयस अय्यर हो गया, हर जगह सबको इंजरीज हो रहे हैं। इन लोग तो आईपीएल नहीं छोड़ते इंडिया वाले, तो सीरियस इश्यूज हो रहे हैं सबको अराउंड द वर्ल्ड। दैट्स जस्ट हाउ आई लुक एट इट। इट्स नॉट जस्ट आईपीएल मिस करना, ये वो। उन लोग तो खुला बोल देते हैं अगर नहीं खेलना आईपीएल, नहीं खेलना है बोल के। आई डोंट थिंक दे बीट behind the bush too much, and they more often than not in the last few years they're trying to play as much as they can in the IPL. They're getting their exposure, it's improving their cricket, and they know the World Cup is there also. अपना ही फायदा है भाई, कंडीशंस देख लो, समझ जाओ, इंडियन प्लेयर्स के साथ खेलो, टैक्टिक्स देखो, see their strengths and weaknesses and apply that in the World Cup. बेन स्टोक्स को आईपीएल जीतने हैं, ये यही बचा है बिल्कुल। एंड ही वाज वेरी क्लोज विद द राइजिंग सुपर पुणे सुपर जायंट्स। आई थिंक 1 रन से हारे थे उन लोग अगेंस्ट मुंबई इंडियंस, सो ही वाज वेरी क्लोज टू दैट एज वेल with Dhoni, and him and Dhoni combined again. What a partnership that's going to be. Again, Ben Stokes, I don't know if he's going to play the playoffs because first of all उसका फिटनेस का भी ये है, शायद वो बॉलिंग नहीं करेगा, उसको भी इंजरी हुई थी वो न्यूजीलैंड के टूर पे, और अभी ऐसा दिख रहा कि प्लेऑफ में he'll go and prepare for the Ireland test and the Ashes coming up। इन लोग के लिए Ashes से कुछ बड़ा है ही नहीं, तो शायद Ben Stokes will leave a bit early। Central contracts release हो गए, Bhuvi is out, and I'm not really surprised. I feel bad, I really like that guy, but I'm not surprised। राहुल इंडियन टीम से निकालो भाई, मैं कौन हूँ निकालने के लिए? अभी तो T20 और टेस्ट से तो निकल गया, वो वनडे में है, and let's see what happens। Still back here, Rahul। But yes, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I really appreciate it. It was a lovely chat. Enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the WPL. And yes, tomorrow we will discuss IPL. Faz Bhai will also join me, and we will get all the IPL content ready for you guys. And we'll do as much as possible. Dhawan is still there. Yeah, that is interesting. I think they will assess Shikhar Dhawan after the IPL and see. There was a Shikhar Dhawan interview also on Aaj Tak. Guys, check that out. I'll also watch it. I haven't seen it yet. Interesting. He also talked about he didn't like the host, the anchor asked him about egos, clashes, and this and that, and he mentioned Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, but Shikhar Dhawan didn't really say about them, but he's saying that it happens in dressing rooms and everything, and the way he answered it was very mature. So yeah, you guys could check that out। आरसीबी का था आज भाई, क्या था आरसीबी का, मेरे को भी समझ में नहीं आया। इतने आखिरी लोग पहुंच गए उधर फुल स्टेडियम just to see the jersey unveil and practicing। I think practice match भी कुछ चल रहा था। अनबिलीवेबल सीन्स थे वहां पे। फाइनल यहाँ पे है, वहां पे फुल चिन्ना स्वामी में इनक्रेडिबल एटमॉस्फेयर था, and man, hats off, I'm telling you, crazy fan base। Mitchell Stark IPL, yeah bro, I think he's played a few times now, I don't think he's gonna play। No, number one channel, oh my god, sure about that। Glenn Maxwell अंकित लग रहा है अनफिट। यार देखो, ग्लेन मैक्सवेल उसका इंटरव्यू आया था, उसमें उसने कहा था कि भाई मैं 100% फिट नहीं हूँ, वो बुरी इंजरी हुई थी मेरी, but I will hopefully get back to full fitness by the IPL ends। I will be a bit careful with the way I play and everything। Maybe you won't see him in every single game, that's why they've gotten in Bracewell। They had Will Jacks as cover, and now he's injured, so they've gotten Bracewell। They are aware of Maxwell's situation, and they know that he can get injured also, maybe he cannot play every single game, so they are trying to sort that out। One interesting thought: if Iyer misses World Cup and Dhawan plays good IPL, can we go with open Dhawan and Rohit and Gill at 4? You could, but I wouldn't go back to Dhawan, man. I just don't see that happening. I just feel that you already have Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. You have experience over there. Now you got to blend it a bit, and try to get like, I think try to get some youngsters in. It'll be a bit risky, but that's how I'm going to look at it. I think also because Shikhar Dhawan has not been in the scheme of things, and he's only played one days because the senior players were not there and the main players weren't there. He's played on tours of Zimbabwe and West Indies and stuff. He hasn't played in these big series. एक न्यूजीलैंड का सीरीज खेला उसमें भी हार गए, उसका परफॉर्मेंस नहीं आई. So I don't see Shikhar Dhawan, if he has a good IPL, that you can pick him in the one day team. I know that the IPL will influence, it shouldn't, but the IPL will influence the one day selection. But still, I don't think you can go that far. That's just my opinion. But yeah, पाकिस्तान आज भी क्या लग रहा है, हाँ मुश्किल दिख रहा है. 130 चेस करना है शायद अफगानिस्तान को. थोड़ा टफ सिचुएशन है. अफगानिस्तान 56 for 1, 62 for 1 and 9.2 over 69, record of 64. Rahman Ullah Gurbaz batting. He plays for which team, man? I forgot, but he also plays in the IPL. Ibrahim Zardan 20 of 17. भाई क्या लगता है इस बार ट्रॉफी आएगी इंडिया क्रिकेट? उम्मीद तो है भाई, मगर कुछ भी नहीं बोल सकते. उम्मीद तो है. आई थिंक there is always hope. I don't think India are favorites, even though they're playing at home. Because if you see one day teams, there are slightly better teams in England, Australia, and Pakistan will be competitive. I think Bangladesh can be competitive, South Africa can be competitive, New Zealand will always be competitive. So favorites to nahi bol sakta, but India always has a chance, man. Like wherever they're playing, India always has a chance in ICC tournaments. इतना आजम खान कर रहे थे when being tested, no performance. Look, this will happen, man. IPL, PSL, this will happen. You see Surya Kumar, he killed it in the IPL, he killed it in T20s. One day he scored 3 ducks. That's not a dig at you, Punter, but I'm just giving you an example that international cricket is a different gravy. You won't always get performances, you will see failures, but you have to back the players. Doesn't mean you play Azam Khan every single time, but you have to keep giving him opportunities. It's a different kettle of fish. You're playing, yes, Afghanistan, but that's still an international team. It's a quality bowling attack. So yeah. Yes, it is KKR. Now I remember. You're right. It's just that we need a left-hander in top 4. So we break in front of left and pacer too often. I would look at, if you're really concerned about that, I would look at Ishan Kishan. He has a double 100 in one day recently. If you really want that kind of you want to go with that kind of combination, then I would look at him. That's what I would do personally. न्यूजीलैंड सीरीज में अब मौका मिलना चाहिए इनको पाकिस्तान टीम में. भाई सूर्य कुमार यादव लोग बहुत कुछ सेंड कर रहे हैं यार. देखो सूर्य कुमार का जब परफॉर्मेंस नहीं आते किसी प्लेयर का क्रिटिसिज्म होने वाला है. मैं फिर भी मानता हूं कि वो टैलेंटेड प्लेयर है एंड आई स्टिल थिंक ही कैन डू वेल इन द 50 ओवर फॉर्मेट. ऐसा नहीं है वो सिर्फ T20 का प्लेयर है, मगर अब उसके दिमाग में भी ये आ गया, प्रेशर भी है अभी. इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी इजी. वर्ल्ड कप इज आल्सो कमिंग. बट आई जस्ट फील दैट somehow he'll come out of it. If he doesn't, then he doesn't, but I'm still backing him. So let's see how it goes. My criticism to banta bhai, like when you score 3 ducks in a row, koi to be bowling at, people will say, like, that's completely fine. I agree with that. Thank you guys. Join us tomorrow. We'll come a bit early tomorrow, but then like from Tuesday we'll have some regular timings, and I can't wait for the IPL. Very excited. Pura like यहाँ पे set हो रहा है India में. All eyes will be on that. So make sure you tune in, like and subscribe to the channel, and share this with your friends and family. And we will catch you throughout the IPL as well. Stay tuned, and thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the WPL and hope you are excited for the IPL. Take care and have a good night, guys.